is Ginger from my sister Scrapper. Welcome to another tutorial for Thursday. The tutorial I'm going to do today is I had a lot of people ask about the little box that I created for the gift cards. I shared this one on the Miss Kate Kettables blog, as well as the ones using the leftover papers from the Happy Camper Fancy Pants mini album. But I don't have any of those. I gave all those away. So I'm going to show you how I did this one. These cards are 3.5 by 3.5, so I'm going to share those measurements with you and how I created that, and then I'll show you the measurements, and we'll do one for 4 by 4 note cards. Okay, so what you're going to need is you can use your scraps of leftover paper. I did use some solid crafts cardstock. You can use 8.5 by 11 if you want. You're going to need a paper trimmer. You're going to need a scoreboard, obviously, a pair of scissors, some wet glue, a corner rounder if you want to round the corners, and a bone folder. And we are ready to go. So the first thing you're going to want to do is take your piece of 8.5 by 11, and we'll start again with the box that will fit the 3.5 by 3.5 inch cards. You're going to need a piece of cardstock that measures 8.5 by 5.25, and then you're also, that's going to be the front portion of the box, and then for the back piece of the box, your piece will need to be 4 by 5.5. Okay, so what you're going to do is take your piece that is 8.5 by 5.25, and you're going to put it in your scoreboard with the 8.5 here at the top, and your first score mark is going to be at 3/4 of an inch. Your next score mark is 2 1/4 inch. Then your next one is 6 1/4, and the last one is 7 3/4. Okay, so again we have 3/4 of an inch, 2 1/4 inches, 6 1/4 inches, and 7 3/4. Okay, then you're going to take your paper, rotate it a quarter turn, so you have your 5 1/4 inch piece right here, and then you're going to score at 3 inches, and then again at 4 1/2 inches. So again, on the 5 1/4 inch side, you score at 3 inches, and you score at 4 1/2. Okay, so that's all the scoring we're going to do. You can put your scoreboard away for now. And then this other piece, we don't need to do any scoring to it. That's just going to be our back piece. So what you want to do next is go ahead, and I like to fold on my score lines just so I can see them a little bit better. We're going to need to take our scissors and do some trimming. So what we want to do first is we want to take, we have our 8.5 this way, and we've got the small little squares or rectangles here at the bottom, and we're going to go ahead and just cut up from here all the way to that last score mark. Okay, so do that on all of these. Okay, so we've split all of those up to that very last score mark, and then what we're going to do is on each end we're going to remove these two first squares off of that 3/4 inch score mark. So go ahead and remove those on that side and remove them on this side. Okay, then it should look like this. Then what you want to do is remove the bottom one on this one, and I even go a little inside, so I cut even just a little bit more off. It just helps it fold a little bit more. And then same with this one on this last score mark. Go ahead and just trim that piece off, and they don't have to be perfect. So then you're left with this. Okay, and I like to go ahead and angle mine in just so everything's going to fold up nice and neat, because we are trying to make a little box here. We want to make sure that everything folds really well. So I'm just going to go ahead and take a little sliver off of that, and same with the outside edge. Okay, and I'm going to do the same to this and to this piece. Okay, so that's all the trimming we're going to do. Now we're going to go ahead and put our box together. So we folded on all these. We're going to fold this little piece in. And again, use your bone folder. And fold again on all your score marks. Okay, so now what we want to do is we want to put this together. So we're going to go ahead and fold these two large ones in like this, and we're going to fold this up like this. So basically we're just creating a front side of the box. So we'll go ahead and glue those down, and I'm going to just use my wet glue really quick because that's what I have handy. You can use score tape, wet glue, whatever you prefer. So we're going to put that on there like that. We're going to line up our edges right here. And then we're going to put this one as well, line up our edges. Okay. Then we're just going to go ahead and put a little bit of glue here on these ends, just to hold that in really quick, right there. And just a small dab right here. And we're going to go ahead and fold that down. And you can use little clips or clothespins or something. Unless you're using score tape, then you don't have to worry about it. Glue that down. Okay, so that basically is the front of our box. Make sure I get it square here. Okay, so then what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and set this piece that we cut. That's just going to go, and we're going to line that right up along the back here. And then that's going to be the back of our box. So it's going to look like that. And then you can take your corner rounder and round your corners. I think I need a new corner chomper. So to put this on, what we're going to do is we're going to just go ahead and attach, use glue along here. Oops, I need a little more in there. You'd want to glue it a little better than this, but you get the idea. And this is just going to sit right on here like this. And make sure we're not hanging over any of the edges. Like that one. Stick it down. Sometimes it helps if you lay it down here so you can get the sides even. So basically that's your box. And then this on the inside is kind of messy, but when you put your design paper on there, that's going to cover all of that up. So what I did just to make it a little more sturdier, I went ahead and put design paper on the front and the back. This one I just did a solid because I didn't have any left. And then I put design paper here. I did go all the way in, but that was it, just to cover up that my seams right here. And then I just went ahead and put design paper on the sides and solid on the back. And this again will fit the 3.5 by 3.5 cards. If you want to make it a little bit bigger and you have, say you want to do 4 by 4 note cards, it's really simple. You're just going to go ahead and increase your measurements. You can keep this the same height, but you would just need to make it 4.5 inches wide. So we'll do that one really quick. I'll give you the measurements for that. So for the 4 by 4, you're going to have your first piece of cardstock is going to be cut at 9 inches by 5 3/4. Again, this is for the 4 by 4. Your score mark's going to be, the first one is 3/4 of an inch, 2 1/4, and then 6 3/4. And 8 1/4. Again, 3/4 of an inch, 2 1/4, 6 3/4, 8 1/4. Rotated a quarter turn, and we're going to score at 3.5 and at 5. Again, that's 3.5 inches and at 5 inches. Again, the cutting is exactly the same. Go ahead and fold on your score marks. Just makes it easier to see your lines. So again, we cut up from we've got our large section at the top here. We have it in landscape mode, and we're going to go ahead and cut every one of these all the way up to that last score mark. Okay, and then you're going to remove the small 3/4 inch tabs on both sides. So it looks like this. And then on the next set of panels, you're just going to remove this small 3/4 inch one at the bottom, and I even take a little bit extra off on there just to make sure it's going to fit. Okay. Again, you can go ahead and just trim these a little bit more so they will fold in better. And I like to trim here and here. So again, you go ahead and fold in your tabs here. This, put your glue here. I'll just use my ATG gun for now. So I have to wait. But I would use either score tape or wet glue, not this. So we're going to go ahead and glue these tabs in. Like this. And then we're going to go ahead and just put a little bit here and a little bit on the inside of this. So this folds like this on the outside. And this like this on the outside. That's the front of our box. So basically this measures 4.5 inches across here, so you can put your 4x4 cards. Then the piece that you're going to make for the back is going to be 4.5 by 5.5. Or you can make it the same as the other one. Just make sure you make it 4.5 inches. Or if you want to make it taller and have more of it showing. Whatever you want to do. And then just round your corners. If you want, you can use a decorative corner rounder. Or leave them square. And again, we're going to go ahead and just, I would put my tape on here on the back or my glue, but I'm going to cheat and do it like this. And then this just, oopsie, along the bottom would be good. And then this just lays on here like so. So there you go, and that'll fit the 4x4 cards. So there you go, everybody. That's my little tutorial for Thursday tutorials using how to create the little boxes for your little note cards, and you can decorate these with your leftover papers from any of your other larger projects. There you have it. Thanks for watching. Bye.